Hello there, 4th grade. I'm super happy as always that you are here, and I hope that you are as ready as I am to start with today's class. Today we're going to keep working on some reviews like we've been doing this Monday, Tuesday, and today we're going to review about past simple and used to. Okay, so remember that in this case we are going to review only about the past simple questions. And remember that it's super important to know this structure and watch these videos because these topics are in the exam. Some of these examples have some keys for the exams. So you should watch it, and if you know that your classmates aren't watching this, please tell them you need to watch this because this is going to help you for the exam, and this is going to help you and you can study watching these videos. Okay, so once I said that, and let's begin with the review about the past simple questions. So if you can look at it, it's really easy. I've been showing you this same chart for the last few weeks or something like that. So it's quite easy to make simple past questions because the only thing that you need to do or you need to know is that at the beginning of the question you need to write did. Did is an auxiliary verb. It doesn't have like a real translation in Spanish because it's an auxiliary. For example, did is the past of do. What is do? Hacer. Okay, so did, hizo, hice, etc. in past. But in this case, it doesn't have like a real translation because it's an auxiliary. It means it just gives the sentence a different meaning, a different tense. For example, as I was telling you, it starts with did, and next to it is going to be the subject. The subject can be a name of a person, of two people, the name of a place, an object, or the personal pronouns that I'm showing you in here. And next to the subject, you need to write the verb, like in the base form, como normal, verbo normal, sin pasado, sin ing, anything. So, did, subject, verb in base form, and question mark. Don't never forget the question mark, okay? So, is that easy? For example, we have in here, did I eat? Did you buy? And next to it, for example, next to it, buy, etc., you can add extra information to make your question longer. For example, did you eat pizza last month? Did you eat pizza on your birthday? Etc. You need to add more information if you want to. So it specifies your question. But if it is not really necessary, the mere formula is this one, okay? For example, did he pray? For example, okay? So even if it's a third person like he, she, it, the formula is going to be the same in a question. So let's see, what about some examples? Like I was telling you, did you have a computer? Remember that in this unit we were talking about past actions, activities from the past, and the technology that people didn't used to have, so they used to do their activities in a different way with much more work. Okay, so it says, did you have a computer? And it says, it starts with did, then you have the subject, have, and the rest of the question that is what I was telling you. Next one, did your grandmother have a microwave? Did, subject, your grandmother, in this case your grandmother, all of that is your subject. Have is the verb, a microwave. Remember that even though these questions are in past, the verbs need to be in present because did is already giving us the tense, the past tense to our question, okay? So next one says, do your parents have cell phones? It's similar to the last one. For example, we used to wash our clothes by hand. Okay, used to, it's also in past. It's similar to the past sentences. Always, if it's a sentence, like a normal sentence, you need to know that all your sentences start by the subject, and next to it you need to write used to in past. Por eso tiene la D al final. Wash our clothes by hand, and there's like an addition to the sentence. And the other one says, I used to do my homework with only books. Okay, so this is the subject I, used to in past, and the rest of course is going to be in present. If in the rest of your sentence you have another verb, you are not going to write it in past. You need to write it in present, because remember that you don't need to write two past verbs in the same sentence. Not in this case, okay? Not in this case. So then we have, my grandparents didn't used to call by phone. Okay, so this is different. What happens if we have like a negative sentence with used to? Okay, my parents, this is the subject, and then we have didn't used to call by phone. Didn't, okay, didn't, you remember it's the same as did in the question. Did not, esto significa did not used to call by phone. So remember that if you are using didn't or did not, etc., you are not going to say used to. Ya no vamos a poner didn't used to. Okay, so it's perfect using past only one time in this sentence. Okay, so I hope this was clear enough. I've been explaining this for a few weeks now, so please don't worry if you are not getting it, if you keep having questions about this, but it's super important that if you have questions or you didn't understand this topic, you need to tell me as soon as possible. So in order to get ready for the exam, that is this Friday, we are going to do some activities. Remember that these last days we've been doing some activities with the topics that are in the exam, and these activities are going to help us a lot to study and remember the topics and never forget something that is super important. This is our third phase. Why third phase, teacher? Phase. This kind of phase, not this phase. Why, teacher? Yes, because we are going to, this is the third day that we are going to review, because tomorrow we have the light class. So let's start with this. The instruction says, use used to or did to complete. Okay, so you just have two options to complete the next sentences. I'm also going to be showing you questions, sentences, and you need to use one of these two options. Remember, you just have two options and you need to try which one suits the best to our sentence or question. So the first one says, people blank travel by horse and buggy. Which one would you use? Used to or did? So, I hope that you are ready with your answer. If your answer was used to, perfect. People used to travel by horse and buggy. We're not using did because it is not a question, because it suits the best. Because if you used people did travel by horse and buggy, it doesn't have any sense, right? So let's go to the next one. Okay, it's the same instruction and the sentence says, grandmothers blank to cook on coal stoves. Used to or did? So the correct answer is used to. Very good. Grandmothers used to cook on coal stoves. Okay, because we are using used to in this case because we are talking about, what can I say? Because we are talking about something that happened in the past and it was like in a constantly way they used to cook on coal stoves. If they cook on coal stoves, it means that they cook on it every day, and this was a routine, of course, in the past. Very good. Okay, use used to or did to complete. Blank, your parents have phones with operator? Used to or did? What do you think it is? If your answer was, did your parents used to have phones with operators? Very good, because this is a question. Of course, if it's a question in past, you need to start with the auxiliary did. Very good. I blank to walk to school. Used to or did? If you are ready and if your answer was, I used to walk to school, very good. Remember that we are talking about a routine, and this is not a question, this is not negative sentence. We need to use used to. Very good. Next one. We blank to listen to music on a big radio. Used to or did? What do you think about it? If your answer was, we used to listen music on a big radio, very good, because we are also talking about our routine in the past. Okay, very good. Now we have, we use, otra vez, blank, they used to have microwaves. Used to or did? Which one is the correct answer? The correct answer is, did they used to have microwaves? Remember, it's a question, it needs to start with did. Very good. Okay, now, blank, you have TV. What is the correct answer? Used to or did? The correct answer is, did you have TV? Okay, this is past also, but it's a question, so you need to use did because it's the auxiliary that you need to use to start a question. Very, very, very good. Okay, kids, so that's it for today. I hope you had a nice time. This was super, super fun for me to do it and to be playing with you this game. So remember that if you have any more questions about these topics, please tell me, send a message, and of course I'll be glad to help you. Remember that it's not necessary to send anything, to send pictures, because I'm not going to be grading them. Tal vez las voy a checar, pero no las voy a calificar porque esto no tiene calificación. Es únicamente un repaso para ayudarles, para estar listísimos for the exam. So that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember that tomorrow we are going to have the live class and I'll meet you there. Please try to be on time so we can do more activities, so we can do more games and not just reading the step inside book, because I know that sometimes it's kind of boring. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Be on time. Bye.